Hey there, everybody. I am Bennadillo, and I'm so excited to be starting this brand new City Skylines project, Bayside. I've been, setting up this channel for about a week now. I've been wanting to do it for years, but I finally have the time, the equipment, just everything just finally got to the right point. Here I am. So for my first project, I really wanted to do a city that is it's on the coast. It's not super tropical. Like it could be in like a Florida type area. There's beaches, but I wanted to really focus more on yachts and like yachting. I wanted like a lot of marinas and country clubs. I wanted it to be more of like an upscale vibe, maybe kind of Mediterranean. If you follow me on Instagram, it's Bennadillo. I posted a inspiration picture that has marinas and boats. That's kind of what I was envisioning for this city. Besides Instagram, I'm also on Steam and Twitter. I technically have a Facebook account. It's invisible right now. I don't know if that's worth even going into. I'm working on a Twitch because I'd love to live stream eventually. I also am working on a Discord. Possibly, I don't know. It just depends on if people are actually interested or not. I would love to have one. It just depends. Also, I was talking about my Steam profile earlier. I have a collection that I made for this project called Bayside, and it includes pretty much all the mods and the assets. Everything that is on this project is here. Love this map. It's called Vanilla Coast for Builders, I believe. It's in the collection. It's made by Mr. Miyagi, so that's kind of funny, the wax on, wax off, Daniel-san, all that movie Karate Kid. If your name is actually Miyagi, I do not mean to offend, but it's just what it reminded me of. It's also one of the top maps on the workshop. I love just how flat the map is, because it's perfect for builders like myself. Then I just love the way the coast interacts, and I really also love the road layouts, rail layouts, and the ship lanes that go straight into the bay, and there's two separate ones, so it's going to be really great for cargo and cruise terminals. So as you can see, I've been working on districts while I was talking. The one I'm working on currently is going to be Apollo Bay. I didn't name some of the other ones because I would love for you guys to give me names. I would love for you guys to contribute and just make this feel like this project is also a little bit of your own, because we're building this together, and I am going to really try and get a lot of subscriber input on, unique buildings and placement of things and names, and I just am really excited to see where it goes. And because we're building this city together, and it's just gonna be really neat to see what you guys come up with creatively. Apollo Bay is really gonna be where all of the skyscrapers, I believe, will end up being. It'll be more of a downtown Bay Area, kind of like maybe Tampa-ish, for reference. There's going to be this huge bridge that spans across. It's coming up right after pretty much these districts. This point right here is where the lighthouse is going to be. I'm leaving it. I had a couple of ideas for names, but then I thought, you know what? I'm going to save it and let you guys name it. And so I'm curious to see what you guys can come up with. That point right there is going to be more lower density, more tourism. So maybe some nightclubs. It might have kind of a South Beach kind of vibe, like the beach and some hotels. I just love that long strip with the beach and then the bay on the other side. I could just see like boats, on one side, and then the beach on the other. If you've been to Gulf Shores, Alabama, or Perdido Key, Florida, Orange Beach, Alabama, that has a very similar feel in a way. Like the bay is on one side, the beach is on the other. A lot of that area of like Emerald Coast, like Destin, Florida is the same way. The lighthouse, oh my goodness, this lighthouse, I love it. I don't remember exactly who makes it. It's on the collection. If I don't remember anything, I have it in the collection, don't worry. And you can find it there if you want it for yourself. What I'm envisioning for this point where the lighthouse is kind of a park. It'll be the end of the strip where clubs and hotels will be, and then it's the the main focal point if you're coming in by boat to the city. And the next thing that we're starting to do now is the bridge. This bridge gave me such a headache. I am not the best when it comes to roads, so it takes me a while to get things really how I want them to be. I really wish I could get better at roads. I will work really hard at them. Maybe one day I will get really advanced. I would love to be like Fluxtrans or Strict Toaster or B Squigglehausen at $2.20. All of those guys are so good, and I'm just like, why can I not make it look as effortless as they do? It might not be effortless because editing is everything. I don't know, but I just can tell. I'll be totally transparent with you. This was a headache. I edited it to make it look not as much of a headache, but the bridge itself is really, really pretty. I really go for a really cool suspension type design. I'm worried that I didn't make it high enough. That's going to be something I might have to go back and fix later. It's one of those things I'm not really going to know until I can test cruise ships going underneath it. Because, I don't know, I tried using like a ploppable cruise ship. One fit and the other one didn't, so it kind of had me worried. But I don't know, it just depends on if the vanilla ships are, what the height will be. I'm not exactly sure. You can see right now I'm just using the good old trusted Move It. The best. Oh my gosh. I don't know why it's not included in the game like automatically. It's such a game changer. Anyways, so I'm just raising up this bridge. I kind of skipped through if you noticed because it's kind of boring. I didn't think you guys wanted to just see me raise the entire bridge up like that. It's pretty much just page up the whole time. That is one thing. If you don't use the Move It tool, if you don't use mods or assets, please just use the Move It tool. It is such a handy helper for anyone playing City Skylines. And I think it's just, you need that tool. You cannot play this game effectively without it. So get it now. Do it. Now I'm just doing, I think I'm going to widen it after this. Oh no, I'm putting in the actual bridge. So yeah, I put in these really cool suspension bridge pieces that I got off of Steam Workshop. It took me a while to figure out how to get this to work. It still is a little off, but it looks basically as good as I think it can get. Again, I am not the road expert. That is why I picked a map that pretty much already had the motorways done. And it's not even just roads, it's motorways, like highways, interstates. I don't know, I just cannot make them look flawless. I do a little bit of road work later as well on the other side of the map, so you can kind of judge me on that. It'll look pretty basic to some people, I know, but you know, it's about having fun and it's about expressing yourself. So the bridge, yeah, so the bridge is pretty much anchored at two ends. I thought about making it central at first, but then I was gonna have to widen the roads more and put a gap, and it was just a nightmare. I didn't want to have to do that. So now I'm just really trying to line this up, make it even, and I'm very, very much of a perfectionist when I play this game in a way. So if things aren't perfectly centered or lined up or they're clipping, it just drives me a little bit off the wall. I wish I wasn't like that a bit, but at the same time, hey. So then, I widened the road once again. I think that's the last time I do it after this. Yeah, this is the last time. And so originally went from a 2-lane to like a 6-lane, 7-lane. I can't, if you know how to count it, then go ahead. But yeah, so we're just working on this bridge. We're bridging the gap. This bridge is going to be really important. It's going to be the main route. I'm debating on whether or not I'm going to make it a toll road. It just depends, because I might want to make it a toll road to try and maybe increase public transportation use. But at the same time, toll roads really just generate revenue. So I'm playing with unlimited money because I could care less about actually playing the game. Just trying to build. So that's just going to be something. If anyone's better at playing City Skylines, which will probably be about 75% of you, tell me what you think about that. And anyway, so then I'm just finishing this bridge up, spanning it. I think it's actually meant for trams because it said trams on the description for it. I've never used it for trams. I think it's a little too big for trams, in my opinion. I mean, that looks like, that's a big bridge. But hey, if you got a really nice tram line for your city and you want to show it off, then you do you. It fits really well with the size of these highway pieces. I didn't show you guys the process of me going and deleting the bridge columns. There's many different ways to do this. You can either use the road anarchy tool or something of that nature, and then also move it. I just used move it because I think it's a hassle to do anything else, because I'm just so used to move it. And I pretty much finished from there on. I just look at that view. I mean, come on. That's gorgeous. And with the buildings behind it, the mountains in the background, what a postcard. I don't know what I was doing here. I think I was just trying to figure out how the roadworks work. I think I come into a little bit of rail work there, but then I didn't show that on camera because it's kind of boring. Like, who cares? And now I'm setting up utilities. I think that's really important to do first, because I hate it when people go ahead and start building and they don't already have their utility set up, because then it's like, where does it go? And I want to put the unsightly areas, I want to plan for those first so then I don't have to deal with them later. And so what I'm doing is I don't want water pumps right on my bay, because I think that's tacky. And so I'm making a canal. I'm putting on road anarchy. Canals work under roads since they kind of have the same system in a way. But road anarchy, and I'm trying to figure out the best place for this canal to go. I end up kind of putting it at a little bit of an angle, but it works out really well. And so this service canal is just going to literally take water straight to the pumps. And I'm going to put all of my utilities there, energy, waste, water, sewer, all that's going to be right in that one spot. I'm sure I will have to do another spot just because of the sheer size of how I'm planning on the city to go. Because I do want it to be functional during gameplay. Like, I don't want it to be like you press play on the simulation, it's like, oh my gosh, like there's like garbage needs everywhere. And so hopefully, you know, that'll look aesthetically pleasing and be functional for you. And now I'm just using Move It to fix these bridges. I wanted these to be flat. I didn't want to put a raised incline because I don't think it'd be like that in real life, because the canal is already deep enough. And I'm fixing the motorways, trains, the water's coming in. Water in this game really freaks me out because of the mechanics. Like, water just scares me because you never know what it's going to do in this game. And as soon as it starts filling up, I'm going to then start working on the utility sector. And I just love the sight lines of this game. Like, it's so much fun to just watch like certain areas because it's so picturesque. And here it comes, slowly filling up, and then it's going to overflow naturally. I'm glad there's no neighborhood there already. And I really would like to see, I haven't looked in the workshop, but I really kind of want, oh, there it goes, overflowing. I really want floating kind of buoys to kind of keep boats from going in there. I know it's technically a canal, but or no, I think it's deep enough to where ferries could go, because I saw that the ferry routes could go through there, but I don't want boats going in this. And I know, like, in the gameplay, boats wouldn't do it, but I just, for aesthetic purposes, I'd like to make it more realistic. I would like, you know, just like a warning, steer clear of this area. And now I'm working on adding those utilities like I mentioned. I use geothermal because I think it's the least like unattractive power option, and it's also, there's no pollution, and I'm trying to keep this city very green. I really don't want any industry if I can get to that point. I might plop down some industry just because there needs to be a spot somewhere, but I do want this to be a mostly service and tourism oriented city and commerce. So yeah, and then put down the recycling center. The trucks are just going in circles. There's nowhere for them to go, but we will fix that soon. And then I also put down some custom sewer assets I have because I don't understand the drainage thing. I don't like it. Real cities don't do that. Hopefully, I don't think they do that. And now I'm putting a fence in to fence off the canal so Sims don't go, fall to their death in this giant water canal. I kind of wish that the canals had a fence already put on them. There might be an option for that, like in the workshop, but I don't know. There's so many things on the workshop. It gets. Am I the only one? Comment below if you get a little overwhelmed by how much stuff there's on the workshop. Like, it's a good thing. It's not a bad thing at all. But sometimes I'm just like, oh my god, like I don't know what to look at because there's so many things. But yeah, so we're just gonna finish off this fencing, and then eventually I will put dirt around this because I want it to get more of a gritty look. And then I'm gonna do a little bit more road work over here with these bridges on this interstate, and it'll kind of give you a glimpse to what I kind of want this motorway going into Bayside to look like. And I'm sure this will change a little bit in the future because I want to have other roads that'll probably go over this, like a road that follows along the coast of the bay. And I don't really know how it's going to fit, but this was a necessary thing, so I'll integrate it and I'll make sure it looks natural. And here I'm just smoothing out, those textures, so let's smooth it out. There we go. And I love the way it looks when you have that map on. It makes the canal look so pretty, and then you turn it back on. It's like, oh, dark water. Don't swim there. And here we go with the road working. I originally put sound walls up, but then I was like, there's not going to be a point for that. There's not going to be that much traffic, and it's not a very, urban area. So I put that back, and I kind of want this to be more, not rural, but it's just not super urban. So there's not really a reason to have sound walls and things like that. I mean, I put up my Cone custom sound walls, but they're more for appearance rather than function, to block off, views of like things that are kind of unsightly. And these are the custom sound walls I put up. I love them. I got them off the Steam Workshop again. I need to stop saying that. If you don't have it in the game and it's space game, it's a guarantee it's from Steam Workshop. Yeah, I kept having issues with the way it connects, so I just got rid of it, and I'm just putting in a concrete fence here. It's like, don't drive here because your car will fall in the canal, and that wouldn't be fun. And you can see me having trouble and difficulty doing this. I don't know why I have so much trouble, and I don't know what I was thinking here. I mean, really. But yeah, I love this seawall. It's works really well as like a interstate kind of dividing wall. I have the like concrete construction type dividers, but I really like this one because it really looks like the permanent ones. It's like it's not going anywhere. It's in place, and it really looks really good. And it allows me to kind of put there's already kind of a shoulder on the road, but it allows me to make a bigger center kind of emergency spot where cars could pull over if they needed to. And I might see about putting like some, props in, like police cars that are like monitoring speed and things like that. But yeah, now I'm just doing a little bit of the detail work. They're a little picky, as you can tell. And what I hope for this, as I told you before, I'm really not that great at roads, highways in particular. So I really, you guys are probably like, I don't know, like one person might be like, oh my God, you're so good. And I'm just like, oh no. But I actually really do like the way this comes out. I would like to change. If any of you have ideas of like better road skins or anything like that, I would love to change, because I'm pretty sure these are base game roads and they're nice, but there's always room for improvement. I started out with dirt at first and I was like, ew, that's gross. So then I changed to concrete. I'm gonna put in some details later on, like tires and cracks and things, but this is just me playing around a little bit to see what would look good. And then I start adding in billboards and speed signs and navigation tools. I put the business district sign down, but then I didn't want it on the ground. I wanted it up in the air. It kind of doesn't fit, so I might change that, but for right now I think it looks good. Just don't look at it too hard. And I put these speed signs in. They're in kilometers because I'm pretending this is kind of in Australia. It's a mix of Australia, US. It's just one of those where it's like it could be anywhere. Have fun and get to work. And I then start putting, navigation signs in, and then I make some billboards. I saw some billboards on Instagram. I can't remember who had them, but they looked so good, and I'm going to, scour through the. Is that right? No, that's not right. I'm going to have a little dig through the Steam Workshop to see if I can find those billboards, because they looked really good. So after I place the sign, I'm about to start working on the custom billboards I'm making. I use these billboards that are really cool, and then I add in a concrete pillar, which is for highways, and it's a little bit much, but hey, it works. It looks good. One's for Chirpy Land, so I'm sure we might see Chirpy Land coming to a city near you sometime soon. And then another one's just this coffee shop. I think it reminds me of a little bit like a Starbucks kind of ad or whatever that would be on a billboard. So pretty much from here, it's just small detail work on billboards and putting in some dirt and removing trees and little small things, nothing too major. I want to take this time now to just kind of explain where I want to see myself going with this project and with other projects in this channel in general. So obviously this is my first project, and I'm really excited to see where it goes. I finally have the time to really dedicate to it, and the resources and recording equipment, everything is finally in a good place to start. So I really hope that this can really take off, and I'm really excited to show my creative passion side doing these games with you guys. If you have any other recommendations for Bayside or other city Skylines projects or other games, I plan on doing Sims, Planet Coaster. If you look at my banner art in my channel, it kind of is a little hint of some games that I like. I have a couple of ideas that I'd like to do in the future, but just let me know. Hit me up on Twitter or Instagram or in the discussion on YouTube if anybody uses that. But I'm really excited to hear your advice, or even comment below. I read comments religiously. I want to see what everybody has to say. But yeah, so next project, I think on Bayside, I'm going to start working on maybe some foundation roads, or maybe something more fun. I feel like this episode was not very fun, but it was just kind of the nitty gritty beginning things that I think are essential to start off a game. But yeah, let me know in the comments if you have any other questions. And I'm about to go into the cinematic views after I just finish up doing some of this tree work and dirt work and all the really riveting actions going on here in the Bayside preparation. But if you do have any comments, questions, ideas, please be sure to share them. I want this to be just as much your project as it is mine. Also, if you're like an avid City Skylines player and you know of some like really good assets or mods or LUTs or any of the good stuff that I should implement here in Bayside, please let me know. I'm kind of like picky with my mods, and I have a lot, but I'm not afraid of adding any. My computer can handle it, so just hit me up, and you can message me in Steam even if you need to. Like I'm open. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Give it a thumbs up, subscribe to see more content for Baytown and other games that are going to be coming up soon. If you follow my Instagram, you're going to get most of the updates through there. I try to post at least once a day on social media to let you guys know, what's going on. And I'm so excited. Like, I feel like such a geek right now, but I'm really excited to see where this is going to go. And I will just give you a hint. I also play The Sims. I'm really excited to see where that's going. I'm currently having some issues with EA because I'm trying to change my origin name, and it's being kind of difficult. I don't know why. It shouldn't be that difficult, but it's EA, so that's all I'm gonna say. So, but in the future, we might have some sim videos. If you're not into that, don't worry. I'm definitely gonna keep up City Skylines. It's definitely gonna be building oriented because that's what I do. I build. I'm creative. So that's really what this channel is all about. Yeah, so, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you sometime soon. I'm pretty much going to leave it here.